then the military will come in, and when they come in, you know, they are sergeant majors. They will be commanding whatever they say, whether it's good or bad, it's order. Their own is always giving order. And when they give order, you cannot revoke their order. So to some extent, military rule is not something that should be encouraged by anybody anytime, because there will be no freedom. Somebody will come to Ogun State, he will be the administrator, and then he will say, well, the road that is supposed to go this way, no way, go and do it this way. Nobody can contest it. But if it were democracy, people will say, well, you know, the road in Agbado is the worst of all these things. Leave the one at Odeda first. Don't do that one. They will talk, nothing will happen. But in terms of military, if they are not pleased with what you have said, they will bundle you to the barrack. And then there's nothing you can do. The people will be lamenting, they will be saying, they have taken my husband away, they have taken somebody away. There is no freedom. So military rule is not something that should be encouraged, and I don't think people normally enjoy military rule. Democracy is the best thing that we should rely on.
So in the last few years, we've seen in countries like Burkina Faso, Niger Republic, Mali, they've gone back to military administration. And some people in Nigeria, especially those of us that did not witness military rule in this country, are beginning to clamor for military. What do you think those in the corridor of power should do more to prevent this call for military dictatorship?
Well, you remember when I started the Francophone countries, they were not doing what they should do. They made them slaves, and now they realize that they have to free themselves from those French people. That is why those three people you mentioned, personally, I supported. Nothing I can do, but I supported them because they want to get their freedom. They are not free. They mine their mineral resources. Everything is controlled from France. So they wanted to get freedom. That's why they did that. That one is absolutely in order. Otherwise, they will perpetually become slave to the French people. So that one is not because they just want to come and begin to rule as military. Not that. It's because they want to free their own people from the slavery. The French people are making them they are making them to suffer, and they don't want to continue to suffer. It's happening everywhere. Nobody wants military to come back to Nigeria. But having said that, there are lots and lots of things that requires to be done that are not done. So that is what normally prompts the military to come. But I'm not saying they should come. I don't like them to come. But the civilians too are not doing what they are supposed to do.
Can you explain for us, for your comment, 25 years since 1999, can you explain for where has the country done well, where has the country done badly when it comes to democratic rule?
Well, after the Awolowo, Sadauno, Asikwe, Badewa's regime, they have not been doing well. At that time, during the era of those people that have just mentioned, we have the North, the East, and the West. There was liberty. Freedom was there, and that was why I was second set of free primary education in the West. That was what allowed Awolowo to say, okay, do this, do that. We were learning some other parts of the country. The people were not, they even showed something. I was surprised. Where a teacher was teaching primary, secondary, primary 1, primary somewhere in the north, the roofing sheet, nothing there. They were landing under the tree. That was not the case in the west. There are a lot of improvements. There were a lot of things that they did at that time. For instance, I was born in the village. I'm a village person. In those days, when you wake up in the morning, you turn like this. It's usually in front of the house. They call the thing rediffusion. When you turn it in the morning, you hear news, you hear what is happening in the west. Everything, we were adequately informed of the happenings. And at that time, mineral that is causing problem now wasn't the case. They were having granite in the north, charcoal and palm oil in the east, and in the west, cocoa. And we happen to know that at that time, the western region even borrowed federal government money. Even in London, we were so advanced in the west. In London, the house they are using today was Western Region's house that was taken. Yes, was the one by Western Region that they now converted to the federal government something. In those days, there were a lot of liberty for you to go at your own pace. Nothing like that anymore. These days you can't, it's on concurrently, it's on exclusive list. All these are things that are deterring progress of the people. So the olden days is better than what we are having now. Because I remember they get scholarship, so many things. And as you will know, if you weren't born at that time, I don't know your age, the first stadium, the best in Africa, was built in Ibadan by Awolowo. The first, even in Africa, television that we are sitting, people are watching was done in Ibadan. But you can't do all these things these days. You have to go to federal government. They have gold on your land. You cannot tap it. It is only the federal government that will say, do it. It doesn't make sense. And I know in the past I was one of the people advocating for the Delta people. You get resources from them, you give them 5%. It was after a long time they started giving them 13%. It doesn't make sense to me. And nobody from Delta center have state police and things. Some people, when Jonathan said we should have state police, I was surprised that the Inspector General of Police was going against. Why? And you should know that if we have state police in Ogun State, and Ogun State engineer will be Inspector General of Police. There is no way, if it comes to Amikiti, we people from Abeokuta can trace his route, and if he's misbehaving, we go and report him. But in this case, they will bring on Igbo here, they will take one Yoruba to Sokoto. It doesn't know what they're doing there. Whereas, if it is state police, he knows who to call, and then check of all these atrocities will be cautioned. They will caution people, they will do it. These days, I think the 25 years of after military interregnum, I think the one we had done in Awolowo, Asikwe, Sadauno, is 1,000,000 times better than what we are having here now.
So are we safe to say that we are still practicing we still have a transitional democracy in Nigeria with this solid 25 years, unbroken 25 years? We are still transiting in democracy.
I don't see democracy. To use your word, we are transiting, and we are yet to reach there. We are not there yet, because I don't see any reason why this. What do we call it? The one Jonathan did, he constituted
National Conference.
National Conference, and then the result of that National Conference is not implemented. If they implement that, it will be nearing what I said, that Awolowo was going at his own pace, Azikiwe his own pace, that Saddam his own pace. If they do that, we have 6 geopolitical zones. Each zone will be doing what he wants to do, provided it is not detrimental to his people or her people. But in this case, we can't do anything. Tinubu will have to say, do this. Nobody can say no. So they have been doing. And no democracy. I was impressed, highly impressed, about 3 youths who didn't take this $150,000 or $250,000 car. If the youth are doing that, we will get there. But all of them there, they have cars, they have everything. The money they use to buy car for the legislators, they can use it to have factory all over the place. And then you are talking of unemployment. If they use the cost of 2 or 3 cars, if you go to India, they have many factories all over the place. And then you can use that one, then you will reduce the labor market. But in this case, flamboyant life, you have car already. And like somebody was saying, all they need to do when they go to house is to come and be exhibiting cars. Nothing they have done for people. The constituency project cannot be seen. They don't fight for the people will vote for them, and then they will be riding big cars. I don't envy anybody, but it doesn't make sense. Those 3 boys, I give kudos to them. They did excellently well. They should emulate them. I repeat, the others should emulate them.
So, Elder, can we now say that the presidential system of governance in Nigeria is not working perfectly or working as it should work? And if it is not, what other form of running the government or the people should Nigeria adopt?
I've told you, this Jonathan's confab should be implemented. It's not run as it should be run. US that we are emulating, they have state police, they have everything. Your own state, you can decree that if you are driving, you can use phone. In some places, they will say no. If you do that, they will penalize you. Freedom is there. There is no freedom in this one. It's not run the way it should be run. Until they give each geopolitical zone freedom, it's around nonsense. It's not working the way it should work. They should give freedom to people so that they can work at their own pace, so that they can develop they want to develop. It's not working the way it should work. That's what I can say. But until they allow Atoto, or what do you call it?
The regulation of power. The regulation.
Yeah. Until they do that, we have not gone anywhere.
All right, let's look at the institutions that should make democracy work. The judiciary, the electoral umpire. How do you describe their activities in the last 25 years?
That's a big question. You see, I don't think they are what they are supposed to be. They are supposed to be independent, but I don't think they are. Because I think INEC has improved tremendously. Because I remember 1998, I contested for rep. I was about to be declared, and then two people, I won't mention their name, they went into a room in Ifo. They did Kalabule. Kalabule is GBT. They did Kalabule and came out. My late brother, Alhaji Sule Onabi, when I defeated his candidate, he was almost weeping. No sooner that those two people came, they now talk to INEC, and all I'm saying is factual. When after they spoke with INEC, they now said, I didn't win anymore. What sort of rubbish is this? So I left the place, I came to Abeokuta. When we reached Abeokuta, the INEC office used to be where Housing Corporation is. Egbon Shoboide had 10,000 votes. My late brother Sule Onabi had 6,000 votes. But there in INEC office, they said Onabi has 16 votes, 1,000 votes. His own 10,000 was retained. They were not doing well at that time. So we went and got a lawyer, Professor Abeokuta Adesonya, myself, okay, myself, Shifshoboede, and I think the current governor. We got Professor Abeokuta Adesonya. We were in court. Kuka Shimba was representing government. One day, I'm cutting it short, one day they brought new something. The professor thought they are DP in 2005. Even before then, we had the chairman of Ifo local government. He wanted to change his rug. All the result that they hide was for my result. We now saw it. But having said that, 2005, the man who was in charge of INEC in the local government at that time came, my essay is my witness. He prostrated, begging me for forgiveness. Look, you do not offend me now. Haven't I been greeting you in the court? He said, yes. But I should say, make pronouncement that he has been forgiven. And I made pronouncement, and he went away. So they were not doing well at that time. That's why I said they have improved. This one happened to me, not third party. So they are trying now. If they continue at this rate, maybe things will get better. They are more or less fraud in those days, because all they do is make pronouncement. They don't count the vote. In some cases, they will just make announcement. And once they do that, they will say, let him go to court, which was what we did, myself, Shoboide, and the current governor. We did, but they said we didn't win.
Okay, now let's talk. We've been talking about the executive, those in higher places. Yeah. Now let's talk about the followers now, the Nigerians. What part? Judiciously for the society.
You see, the electorates are not doing well. They are people I can say they are culprit to this happenings. Instead of them, you and myself, we want to vote, they will see that, they see your pedigree, they see yours, they know I'm not right for the position. But if you give them money, they will lose their sense. Or you give them rice and nylon bag and so on. Well, they will, in some cases, you will go, they don't do the correct thing. Most of the time, the people they should vote for, they don't vote for them. They will take money and put rubbish person who will not take care of their interests. They will put him there, and then they will now be complaining. They will have forgotten that they took 10,000 or 5,000 during the time they were voting, which was one-off, once and for all. Whereas the man who you did not take money from will go there, fight for you, speak his mind, and then things will improve. But they use money to buy them. They are throwing money all over the place now. All over the place. And then, because people are foolish, with due respect to all of them, the money they are throwing away is the money from you, from me, from everybody. They don't where they are making law is where they get that money. They will now come and say, some of them they don't have car. When they go to the house, they become car owner. They will open petrol station. I don't envy them. God has done all they have done for me. They will open hotel. All these things at the expense of these people who do not vote the right person in. The electorate have a lot to be desired. They don't listen. They don't compare. It's like when in those days you want to marry, your parents will go and look at the woman's family, whether it's a good family or bad family. But in this case, somebody will come from London, they will give you money. He has done well. You don't know what he can do or what he has been doing. You don't even know whether he carried cocaine to get that money or whether he defrauded people in UK or America. He brings money, you will take money from him and then forget the man who has been with you, who you know the way he moves, what he can do or what he cannot do. So the electorate are supposed to take caution and listen to campaign. When they listen to campaign, the man will be there. If he doesn't do well, the next 4 years, you throw him away. But even if he doesn't do well, when it comes to money again, they will just be lamenting. They will vote for him again. Money should not be the issue. Issue that people will discuss should be the thing to do. You listen to Mr. A, I'm going to do this, and you look at his pedigree. Has he been doing something like that? Is he this kind of person that we should follow? But no, they follow money. And then the repercussion is always there. They will now be complaining, Governor, how can he do road for you? After you have taken money from me, he will recoup. Even the assemblyman, he will recoup. Some of them, I wasn't told, I know, they sold land because they want to go to assembly, and they lost, and then perpetually they became debtor. And in some cases they make it, now he makes it, you now want him to come and do your road. Which road? He must first of all, the house that he sold, he must first of all build another house before he can even remember you. The electorate should listen during campaign, find out whether the man will be able to do it, not question of taking money. We have been hearing them, and they are doing empowerment, they are doing this. Which empowerment? The money that is supposed to be done with the constituency project. It is your right. But instead of them to build house or to build hospital or to build school, they now convert it together and begin to give you grinding pepper machine, motorcycle, some people maybe car or bus. It's a sort of deceit. It doesn't mean that they are going to perform well, but people will take money. I will appeal to them and beg them to look at who they want to vote for, not money, because they are voting for money.
Okay, Chief, before we allow you go, there's some people who say that the Nigerian Constitution is one of the factors that is not allowing democracy to grow to its limits, to grow well in Nigeria. Do you believe that too, that Nigerian Constitution, especially the 1999 one, is the one we are banking on, is the one we are using in Nigeria, and it is not really implementable in some sense?
Well, you see, 1999 Constitution was done by the army people, and like I told you, the decree. Once they do it, they do it. But after 25 years, what are those people making laws for us to doing? They should have gone through it, make amendments, and then let's move forward. The lawmakers should do so many things, but I don't know. It's just self. Because the first thing, when this current one was there, the first thing they did was this car something. They approved car loan, not even loan, money to get a car that would be like aeroplane. They do not take interest of the people at heart. That constitution is faulty. Everybody knows that. But what have the people been doing in the house since the last 25 years that they cannot correct the bad aspect of the constitution and improve on it? Constitution is not supposed to be static. They should be looking at where there is fault and then amend it so that it will suit the purpose of the people. The generality of the people's interest is not being taken care of. That constitution is not right, but then they do not amend it. So not your fault, not my fault, not anybody's fault, but the people who we are electing to go and represent us, we are not being represented correctly.
Right, Chief Fadairo,
yeah.
Some people are advocating that the two National Assembly that we have is too expensive and too much, and should be streamlined to one, instead of having the Senate and the House of Representatives together like they do in the US. What is your take on this? Well,
my take is not much. You see, you have answered the question yourself. We are emulating the United States way of ruling their people. And if they have done that and we are emulating them, why can't we do it? As a matter of fact, it is very too expensive. And then they are creating expenses. They are running at the expense of you and I. Because look at the car issue that I mentioned. It's island nonsense. They don't need to go and buy car. They have cars before. You will see some, I think one of the US former president riding bicycle. One of them still stays in the 2-bedroom apartment after he left government. But in this case, nothing like that. It is I, myself, they want to show up, they want to have houses there. It is damn too expensive. If they want to do the way the US people that we are emulating is doing it, they should just do that. It is expensive to answer your question.
Today, our time is fast running, but I would like you to speak to two things before you go. Number one, today, President Tinubu is 1 year in office. Now, as an elder statesman and someone that has been has seen governance for over many years, how do you rate him? What has he done well? What has he done badly in 1 year?
You see, as a person, things like this should be put in the people's court. The people, you are a journalist of repute. You will have been hearing from the city. I won't say anything different from what they are saying. The man is trying his best. His best might not be the best, because everybody knew when he talked of the subsidy, the move out, everybody was okay. I know he's trying his best, but his best might not be the best for the time being. 1 year in office, let's give him some time more. and let's see what will happen. I cannot actually judge him like that, but the people are judging from outside. We should listen to them as well. But I think he's trying his best as of today. And I think he has a lot of things to do, because people are saying he will just say, you go and be governor here, you go and be governor there. I don't think Tinubu would do that, because that is what majority of the people are having in their head. He has a lot of things that he wants to do, and for his second term, he will do something good. And since he knows he wants to come back, he will improve on whatever he has done. He will continue to try his best. He's trying his best. That's all I can say.
Right. As another citizen also, you live in Ogun State. You are from Ogun State. What's your assessment?
I was born in a village in Ogun State.
So what's your assessment of the current administration in Ogun State?
Well, the current administration is trying its best, because I happen to know that I wasn't in APC when they started, but I remember on 2 occasions that I met Abeokuta Club sent us to Governor Abeokuta. You know, I've spoken about him, that we went to court together, blah, blah. When we got there, the leader of the team spoke, and then the current president at that time, Engineer Tokubo Odebumi, he spoke. Deliberately, before he responded, he now said I should talk. He knows me. We are not close, but he knows me very well. So, and I commended him at that time that he was doing well. He should continue to do well, because he didn't abandon project. Because all these roads you are seeing, he completed them. The flyover here and there, and some other things. He's trying his best, and I knew Abeokuta, what do they call that side? Okay. One of the place he tried to tell when he came in, he cannot finish everything, but I will appeal to him. At least they commissioned a road yesterday. They are going to commission another one today, for which I personally will be there. He's trying his best, but I will appeal to him to continue, and then ask the people to try to let him know where we have all these bad roads. He can't do everything at the same time, but he should improve on what he is doing. He's doing very well, so to say. And then you will see that the Cargo Airport was the initiative of government when I was chairman of PDP. He didn't abandon it. Everybody is happy that he's doing that. And I think this deep sea port, he will soon embark on that. He's trying his best, and people should let him know. I know people will say, good Lord, he didn't go to Tailega. He cannot know everywhere. It is the people who will talk to the local government chairman, who will talk to state, and they will do it. There are some roads that are state road, local government road, federal government road. For instance, the road to my village for Mifo, I never knew it was a federal government road. I knew that about December last year. So you cannot ask state or local government to do that. And then the beauty or my happiness, my joy is that they said money should go to the local government direct. If it is like that, it's a legal road that Father Rowe has not done, then people will go to him, say, but the fellow, you have gotten money, why don't you do this road? So I am happy that they said the body should go to them direct. That was trying his best. That's all I can say. He's trying his best.
Okay, thank you so much, Elder. Thank you for coming. And I would have loved you to talk to people on democracy. What should we expect after now? Just 1 minute on that. After now, we are 25 years already. After now, what do you expect the people and the government to do? 1 minute, sir.
The people or the government? Both.
The people and the government.
The people should continue to agitate to government whatever they feel is wrong. The government should right the wrongs. There are a lot of wrongs. They should right the wrong. They should try to ensure that people have dividend of democracy. They have to do that by all means. Not just mercy. They should do it, give people dividend of democracy, good road, water, and so on and so forth. And people should continue to agitate to tell government that my shoe is pinching me here. They should do that. So the two of them complain and then try to amend the wrongs.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief Judge Father Iru, for coming on the program.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you to you for being there and for